Look at that thunderstorm wall cloud. I've never seen a more perfect wall cloud moving in. Wind is picking up. Beautiful. Hailstones rolling off the roof. It just got intense. Somebody left the ice machine on. Nuts.
Wow.
I mean, it's not nuts, it's ice, but sounds like nuts. You can probably see the amount of leaves all over the ground. Our trees took a beating in that hail. The trees will be fine, and all these rotting leaves will be really good for the soil. What I'm more worried about is the garden. The tomatoes took a pretty good beating. We might lose a few tomato plants. All the tomatoes that we currently had budding on the plants are dead. Our squash got beat up pretty good. Yikes. All right, there's still some good stalks. A lot of the tomato leaves got beat up too. I hope that doesn't kill them slowly over time. I think they might be able to pull through, especially with the amount of rain and sunlight we've been getting. Let's check the squash. Well, the sunflowers didn't do great, but then again, they do have brittle stems. And the sunflowers can go ahead and return to the soil. We really just needed them for the wedding. Yeah, the squash took a pretty good beating. Well, we'll see. Caught another handsome bandit. Woo! Another handsome, vicious little bandit in the chicken coop. This is number 2. So we brought him about 15 miles away to my grandma's land where there are no outdoor pets or chickens and lots of forest where he can run free. The door's open now, you vicious little bastard. I'm gonna go inside. You leave at your own discretion. Shout out to my friends in Tulsa. Last night they apparently had a 100-year storm with 100-mile-per-hour winds and trees down everywhere and power poles falling down. I watched that storm. I stayed up till 2 a.m. watching it creep toward us on the radar. I battened down all the hatches, had everything strapped down as I could get, and then the storm at the last minute literally split into 2 halves. One half went north of us, one half went south of us. My lawn chairs didn't even blow over. It's probably all these magic shrines I have around the farm. It's like a force field. So my rent house in Tulsa needs a little work. It's got some tree limbs down on the power lines in the backyard, which the power company won't touch. My mom's got some tree limbs down across her driveway and her boyfriend is out of town. I've got some friends who are out of town and want me to check on their house, so we've decided to go ahead and pack up some tools, head to Tulsa for the day and see if we can help some people out. 200,000 people here in Tulsa without power, and most of the town looks like this. Trees uprooted, laying everywhere. Like a tornado, but without the tornado. On the way in, we saw billboards down, trailers turned over. All right, Corey and I, with some help of my mom's neighbors, we got the road clear. We got mom's driveway clear. Got the neighbor's driveway over there clear. Now we're gonna get that limb off the roof. Easy peasy for dessert.
There is, I don't know what's in there, but it's, yeah, and it's making me sleep.
Get on out here! The girls just watched baby boy commit a murder. They're excited. Now he's eating the evidence. Baby boy, you're a killer. But that's what I hired you for. Wow, it's gone. You just ate that whole bird in like 10 seconds. Dude. I just noticed something today in the little bird nest on our front porch. Tiny little heads poking up. Hi, little baby porch birds. All right, keep doing your thing. You're good tenants. So in the wake of all the weird weather we've been having, we've also been having extreme heat. It's been topping out about 100 degrees out here during the day, which is too hot for me. Hey, check it out. Garden is full of rabbits. Did I catch them on camera? Saw like 3 or 4 of them bolt when I walked in here. It's because I haven't put up gates or anything. So there's nothing to keep them out of the garden. I mean, I do have a fence, but if they just walk around the border, they'll find their way in eventually. One of these days I'll get around to finishing the fence. Right now it's really just an inconvenience. My corn is taking off. Check it out. Looking pretty good. Still have never gotten around to fixing these archways. I really just need to bolster them up with more bamboo. And the rose, what survived the hail, is looking really good. There's a little bunny friend. Hey, friend. So sad news, Goldie, the most beautiful hen on Adair farm, passed away the other night. We have no idea what happened to her. She died in her sleep. And I brought her out here the next morning and I buried her in the corner of the garden, right here. And I buried her along with one of her adorable little blue eggs. But again, I have no idea what happened. She just... When I found her the next morning, she was in her sleeping position, all curled up, with her head lolled over to one side, like she just died in her sleep. She was nesting in the wood chips. I don't know if she had a heart attack or, random chicken stroke, but she seemed to have died peacefully in bed, which is, You know, she deserved that. Obviously meaning not that she deserved to die, but I'm glad she died peacefully, at home with her sisters, in her bed. If she had to go at all. I'm glad she wasn't ripped apart by a raccoon. I'm in town today. Got some plywood decking and a big old box of tools back there in the truck. Got some Sonic from town. Not only do I enjoy the Sonic, but Grandma, not so secretly, really loves Sonic cheeseburgers. So anytime I want to gain some free points with Grandma, I just show up with a cheeseburger. All right, now that the wedding's over, I've got an old promise to keep. Got some plywood, some nice decking wood. This is my grandma's front porch. So to keep any of her friends from falling into the void, I'm gonna put some new decking on this thing. Oops. All right, I've cut out all the rotten wood. I've left in the beams. Now, most of the beams that went under this porch are the same beams that are under the house floor. They just continued out, and the plywood that was on top of them was not weatherproofed. So I'm cutting a lot of them off underneath the house, and I will extend by basically jointing another board up next to it for a certain amount of time. I wish I had a third hand to hold this and I could show you. I'll just show you when I do it. But I'm gonna extend these beams all the way over. Some of these I'll have to go from further under the house and put new beams. Then we'll put that decking on. I'm also gonna put some vertical posts under these porch beams to help support them a little bit better in the future. And we're just gonna hide all our trash under the house. Sorry, future Eric, who's gonna have to crawl into there and do something. Just got back from the hardware store, picked up a dozen treated 2x6x8s. This is the Blue Edge 1/2" OSB that I'm gonna use for the decking. Most of the material is cleaned out, or at least pushed around so that it can just live under there. We're gonna continue these beams all the way across to the brick. We're gonna put a bracing beam in here. I'll probably put another fresh beam on the front edge. We'll cover it with the decking, paint it with a few layers of Rust-Oleum, and then we'll be good to go.